So it is 7:02. We'll call this meeting of the Newfield Select Board to order for Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. First item on the agenda is Mr. Garvey. So just as some background, David has a project in front of the town, redeveloping a portion of the subdivision he has been working on for 20 years? Something like that. One of the aspects of it is a traffic study. In the discussion at the planning board, David and his consultant indicated, is it Jack McTeague? Jack McTeague indicated that the town needs to authorize the DOT to do the traffic study, which Jack had sent a form and said they don't really have a draft letter because I asked for just a sample letter. I said, okay, I'll draft a letter. So I drafted a letter that I had shared with you guys about authorizing the DOT to do the traffic study. Apparently that was not correct because the DOT came back and said there's some confusion. So Dave was kind enough to come in here and basically tell us what is needed, what are the authorizations that we have to provide, and hopefully we can take care of this.
Okay, so hopefully it should be very simple. The DOT requires everybody to have an application. The letter of authorization wasn't on their application form. I talked to Lucas yesterday. In effect, they're all set and ready. I mean, when we did the original subdivision, it was done with the potential signalization in mind. So the entire intersection was built with the intention of, if it needed to, because at that point we were talking to I think it was a Walgreens or a Rite Aid. So if it went to something like that, then that would require a signalized intersection. So everything was constructed for that specific. The permit right now is in Lucas's hands. He's set and ready to issue it. But we need to have the proper application in order for him to do that. The application form is pretty simple. I think, there's a bunch of, there are 6 items on the form, which I don't know if you've gone through them and you have objections to any of those. Lucas said if you have an objection, just strike it out and finish it. But the form needs the form itself. Okay.
And so what exactly are we authorizing? So correct me if I'm wrong, but we're authorizing a third party to act on behalf of the town.
In effect, no. What we've done is we've submitted, and I got a package of what we submitted, just because I didn't know if you'd seen it.
No, I have not. Okay. I don't think any of us have.
Yeah, it's very simple. I mean, it's just tax map and the application itself. And that's, we filled out the application originally, thinking that we would do, we were applying for the direct.
So this is a description then of everything at the intersection, pedestrian facilities, lighting, road conditions. Okay, trip generation. Are these conforming to what was discussed at the planning board?
Sure.
I haven't gone back through my notes, obviously. So. Deeds, okay. So in effect, what are we authorizing then under this, under that?
You're just authorizing the DOT you've authorized the DOT to issue the permit. We have submitted the application in your stead, and that's what we submitted.
Okay. So you've submitted in our stead,
Again,
although we hadn't signed the form yet.
Correct. We thought that we were submitted.
Got it. They have this already.
They have it already.
They're ready to issue.
Correct.
What they need is us to formally authorize the submission that you've already made.
Correct.
Okay.
So, which is essentially just to let you do the traffic study.
Correct.
Okay.
Which we've already done today.
Right.
Yeah, they want paper to do paper.
You're trying to catch up with the paper.
Okay. So that clarifies for me, again, I mean, I was assuming based on the discussions at the planning board that we were authorizing the traffic study, but in fact, we're authorizing the submission of this documentation on behalf of the town by a third party to basically check the boxes at DOT. Okay. Any issues?
No.
Okay, great. I'll make a motion that we sign the form and get it off.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Great.
Appreciate it.
We'll take care of that, Dave.
Okay.
Get it out tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Lucas will have the permit by Friday, you said.
Oh, great. And I'm sure I'll see you next week.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Dave.
Yep. Have a good night.
All right, next up.
It is. It comes around fast.
So executive, that's pretty much all about salaries. It's a 9% overall increase due to salary increases and a little bit of insurance increase.
So we have discussed here going to 95.5 on the premiums. So that is your 16,307 based on that 80-20
It
split?
is,
Okay, so that's gonna go higher
okay.
by
I have that scheduled.
approximately $2,500.
It should be 19,363.
19? Oh,
Yep, 19,363, that's Bill's spreadsheet.
Oh, it's going to 19,363.
Yeah, same amount as
Oh,
the
yeah.
town, 19,300.
Yeah, okay, so it's going up 3,000 from your 16,307. Okay, great.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
So I also had some supporting documentation too. I was very fortunate to get a wage study that was done by the town of Sunapee. They have a population of 3,446 people during the winter months. And this is a comparison to other combined town clerk and tax collectors. And if you look at the chart here, you can see my rate of pay is below the 20th percentile. And my proposed rate of pay would bring me up to a little over 25%. Compared to other town clerk and tax collectors.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number you wrote in there, so.
Yes. I broke it down by hourly and then
Oh, wrong number here. Great. Okay. Any other questions or comments about line 4130, 4139?
Are we making a decision here today?
No, she's just presenting the budget. We need to, I mean, I certainly am not gonna sign, I'm gonna take this home and go through it in more detail. So, again, she's providing the highlights here so that we have context for this stuff.
So the retirement amount,
yes.
what is that, 13%, 12%, what do you take, 12.75?
So for 6 months, it's at 13.53%, but then, and that's based on the new rate of pay. And then the second 6 months is 12.75%. Retirement actually has been going down
What was
for
that,
the
was that
last couple of
number?
years.
12 what?
12.75%. My rate is much different than.
And it's 5% on Donnelly and Keach's, right? 5%?
Yes, correct.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Most of these numbers fall out.
So the total increase is 16,128, but now I just need to add that 3,000.
Yeah, so it's a little shy of 20,000. Okay.
Right.
Any other questions on the executive line?
No, sir.
Great. We'll move on to elections.
All right, so elections, this upcoming year, we have one election, so the cost has gone down a little bit. I think I over budgeted a little last year with 4 elections. because it looks like we have some money that we didn't spend, so that's a good thing. The ballot machine programming, I think we still have to pay there's still one more payment to make on that for presidential election. They charge us 2 voting machines, so that won't be too much more. I don't.
Are you saying that that's gonna come in next year?
No, I'm sorry. It'll come in by the end of this year.
Okay,
So even though it looks like I spent 10,000, it's gonna go up a little bit, the actual for this year.
right.
Yeah. But I brought it down to 12,000, and a couple of things, the vital records preservation, I put in $2,000 for that, which I do every year. That's it's one of those wishes, like I'd like to get that back in there. I don't have to. In 2025, I am applying for the Moose Plate grant to see if I can get my vital records done that way.
Yep.
I just got some information today on it, so that's my plan. So, in the end, we could strike that 2,000, praying that I get the grant. And then, we also have a new voting machine purchase. There's a new machine coming out. It's not mandatory that we purchase the machine. I'm just concerned that they won't allow us to continue to use the AccuVote machine we have now because they're becoming
Obsolete.
obsolete. Right, because parts might not be around. The machine is $6,500, but the state is reimbursing us $3,500. So I brought that amount down to $3,000 that I need to raise.
Do we need to put 6,500 with the 3,500 as a revenue? Or,
I don't know.
I think we do,
I need to raise $6,500 and then offset it with the money that comes in.
as a revenue line item, right?
I think you're correct, and I was thinking of a way to reduce this line.
And
item.
trust me, I would love to, but I prefer not to get caught up in improper accounting here.
All right, so we should add in 3,500.
Yeah. So that would be a 6,500 line,
Yeah.
because you need the authorization to cut that check.
And we talked about waiting until 2026, I know we did, but then we thought, that's such a short period of time, just the timing, I need to have it in 25.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about that.
So,
Especially in 2025, you're going to have 3 elections.
yes.
I don't think you want to be training on the fly and
No.
not get some time using that new machine. What's the ABS?
So that's the new law that they passed effective January 1st, where the town is required to pay to have the laptop programs for the people with disabilities. So whoever runs, Mark Path, Michael Sununu, Opie, Hannah, they need to program that into that machine. And every race after that, and the zoning questions, if there's zoning questions, so that someone can go in there and use that machine. If it,
Is that $1,500 a year, or is it $1,500 an election?
$1,500 an election, but we only have one election per year.
I know, but
The other
what-
one,
Well, it'll be $4,500 in 2026.
no, the state pays for the federal and state election.
Oh, wonderful. So it's just the town elections we
Yeah,
have.
just the time.
Okay, great.
And they estimated that at 1,500. I don't think there's any way around it.
Yep.
We have to do it.
Okay. Any more questions about elections and vital stats?
No.
Vital stats is just simply software, or is it?
Vital statistics,
Yeah.
that's fees that people pay, people pay a fee to have a certified copy.
Yeah, of birth certificates and marriage.
Right, and then a portion of that fee goes to the state,
Yeah.
so that's the money, that's the portion of the fee. So
Okay.
we collect it all as revenue, but then that's the
You gotta pay a
expense.
fee up to that.
Yep.
Gotcha, gotcha.
All right, financial administration?
So this, not only went up about $525, let's see, everything is pretty much the same. The Tyler Technology Maintenance Contract, that's our accounting package, that's gone up a little bit. This year was $53.50, we're putting a couple hundred extra for next year. And then QuickBooks, the fee for QuickBooks went up also, so that increased. And while I have the audit on here, our contract is
agenda.
up, and the auditor, I reached out to the auditors, and they said that they would be willing to do the audit for one more year at the price of $15,000. So I
This is
said,
Plodzik and Sanderson,
Plodzik
who
and
just, who just completed our last audit.
So I told them I would bring it to the board and see if they would want to move forward with that, or if they wanted to move forward with putting it up to bid again.
So that's an item number obviously on our agenda, we can talk about it now as it's relevant.
Why not put it up to bid, just to see, compare prices, just to see? I mean,
We certainly can do so.
15,000 sounds like, I mean, I don't know, seems like a lot of money.
This year the fee was $14,600, instead of reach the $15,000
Yeah,
that they quoted us 3 years ago, we had a 3-year contract with them. But, they said if they did it next year, they would do it for $15,000, so. And I have the RFP all ready to go, it doesn't matter to me anyway.
Yeah, it's just changing the dates on our old, our older. What do you want to do, Hobie?
What's your read on Sue on bids? Higher or lower? About the same if we put it out to bid? Any
So if we
idea?
put it out as a multi-year contract, usually
Lower.
it's lower.
But maybe lower, but we're looking at
I don't know, it's probably, you know it's gonna be higher.
probably about 15, 16.
Oh,
I'll say this, typically, and so we've had Plodzik now for 3 years. We
Yeah.
changed auditors.
yeah,
Typically, when you change auditors, you're actually going to see a bump up, and then usually it comes down because they need to do extra work up front.
that is correct.
So that's the trade-off that we're basically looking at.
Doesn't hurt to me to put it out for bid and see what we get.
let's try.
Okay,
Well, this 15,000, I think we should keep in here as a placeholder.
correct.
Yes.
We'll leave it as a placeholder for now,
Right.
and I
So
think it
it might be more when we put it out to bid with closet and things,
could be a little.
off the table.
Yep.
We don't do it.
That was basically them avoiding the bid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions about financial administration? Reval.
This only went up to $725, and that's due to Rob's increase in his
Contract?
contract.
Yeah.
The second year of a 5-year contract, I believe.
Yeah, we did 5. Yep.
If I remember correctly, it's 5 years.
Any questions about Reval? It's a pretty straightforward budget line. Mark, you good with that?
Yeah.
Great. Planning and zoning.
Planning and zoning.
The salary is Glenn, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And,
No, the salary is mine for the minutes.
oh, for the minutes, okay. Okay, great.
And
The architect engineering,
that's Glenn.
that's Glenn. Is he contracted for that amount, or we have to re-up?
Really, it's a yearly
It's a yearly.
contract.
Have we gotten anything back from him?
No,
All right, we'll probably talk about that next week at planning.
yeah.
I'll mention it to Bill Meserve that he has to wrangle that. Okay.
And then the fees for the legal notices, the registry of deeds.
See, you jumped to postage. Is that just because we've spent so much in postage this year?
Yes, yes. The more applications we have, the more we spend, but they do reimburse us a portion. They reimburse us money for the mailings, but there's still other,
And when you say they, you're talking about the
the
applicants?
applicant,
Yep.
sorry, yes. And then the RPC dues, those went up to 1,900.
Yep. And so you got the emails in there.
Oh,
Excellent.
yeah, so and Hillary's stipends for zoning board,
Yep.
For the minutes?
for the minutes, yes, and the emails, which is $920. That's cleaning and zoning,
Oh, it is?
yes.
Okay.
Which is cleaning.
Oh, and zoning, yeah, of course. Yep. All right, any questions about planning and zoning lines?
No, sir.
Good. Self-explanatory. Government buildings.
All right, government buildings, part-time salary is
Kathy?
cleaning. Well, I wrote everything in here, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Mm-hmm.
This year we've spent less on telephone, internet, and wattage.
And he,
The electricity, yes, and heat.
Yep. So, question on the heat and oil that came up in our conversation with the library. I didn't know. We pay heat and oil for this building.
Correct?
Do we pay for the library? Is that in this line?
No.
So they're cutting checks for the heat out of their budget, even though it's not in their budget. Is it?
Hold on a minute. Let me just double check.
I can't remember.
Oil. I believe
But
so,
it's here.
Palmer gas, town hall, yes, so that amount is town hall only. They're cutting a check and it probably comes out of their money that is checking account they have.
Right, but, oh, you think it comes out of their trust fund money?
Is that right? I thought they had a little operating budget over there that's sort of slowly come over to the town over the years. They've
So,
taken on their payroll and paying taxes, but they still maintain some other expenses, I thought.
yeah, and this is where the gray line of town responsibility, the library responsibility falls. Okay,
So this includes just town hall.
okay.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing anything in the library budget.
Correct, this is the point, that's the point I'm making here.
But I don't think it's money they raised through the town either. I don't know where they get it.
All right,
I'll have to ask them about it.
I'll ask Wayne about it, get some clarification as we go through this.
So I was keeping this general government building at the same amount as last year.
Mhm.
But I did have a question about repairs and maintenance. So we used to keep 10,000 in there, and it was for repairs and maintenance and little odds and ends. All this money this year, we only put in 2,500 last year, but all the money this year was for all the tree removal.
The tree removals, everything, yeah.
So I didn't know. Mark and I had gone over it, and I think I attached it to your, did I attach the phone in?
Yeah.
With the town hall meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to put some of that town hall maintenance money into this line item, or if you wanted to put it all in the town hall maintenance expendable trust fund. I wasn't sure where you wanted it, but something to think about,
Mhm.
because we could bump that up and do some of those items on the list.
Yeah, well, I would suggest these are one-offs,
They are,
and they wouldn't go into an operating budget.
yeah, no, good point.
And, yeah, I mean, this where we put tree removal, and it's mainly because where else in the budget are we gonna address that item, these unanticipated items? That had to be done.
So the tree removal is 6,200.
The tree removal we had done was 8,700.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's what that whole 8,700.
pretty much, yeah, it's all tree, yeah, the one down here that we had to remove on Hilton,
Yeah.
the one up on Gary Blake's property we had to remove,
Yeah,
And the one at Badger,
landing,
the landing, yeah,
and Badger, is that this year? Yeah.
was Badger, I don't
I don't
know.
think it was this year.
No, but yeah, I mean, those three alone, it's,
It also.
The library was big, right? It was $4,500 if I remember correctly. Remove that one tree.
oh, that wasn't this year, though.
Yeah, because I see the tree right,
Yeah.
trees right there. It also includes keen fire and safety, which is $600. That's for, they come in and maintain our fire extinguishers and check the exit lights.
Oh,
down.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so a little bit of that
for the maintenance side, yeah,
is for,
okay.
your bio spray is in here too. I don't know if that, fire, oh, when we spray the field maybe?
We sprayed the field for poison ivy for your Memorial Day. I'm sure that's where it went. Okay. All right, so we'll have to figure out, with respect to this line, the maintenance items, the CapEx here, and the warrant article.
What was the total on that town hall meeting? That's a good number.
20,500, 20,500?
Okay, that's just it.
Okay.
All right.
Any more questions about buildings and grounds? No? Insurance,
Up $1,350.
which is quite shocking. It's,
I think that the property and liability went up more.
well, but it's also the fact that we're moving, the health reimbursement line presumably is moving to the warrant article.
Yes, that's no longer, right, exactly. Exactly.
That's
That's a
the,
big thing, actually, so insurance went up more than that, it went up 6,000.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did we have any claims?
Might have had a couple little ones, clean, didn't we, like windshield?
That wasn't this year.
I think it was last year.
That was in 23 when we had treatment down the car.
Hmm.
It's pretty steep for no claims.
It is.
Look at your homeowner's insurance. What they're doing on homeowner's insurance now, it's criminal.
Thank God for USA.
And what does that cover, the property liability? Covers this building?
All of the town buildings, the vehicles, the cruisers, the fire department.
It would be slip and
all-
falls, right? Events,
That the liability.
when we do have the events, it all falls under our liability policy. Any questions about insurance?
Ouch.
All right. Advertising and regional associations.
These are conferences, workshops that I've used to New Hampshire Municipal Association. Looks like we throw legal notices in there also for the town. But that's the same as flashing.
Yep. Any questions on that?
No.
Other general governments.
This line is where we put all our,
Tech stuff?
yeah, the scanning, the computer support, website.
Do you have your emails in here? Shouldn't the town office's emails be in there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I would put the select board emails in there as well.
Oh, I shouldn't put those in the executive? You don't think?
No, put it in the tech. Put it on the tech.
All right.
Executives really more salaries, benefits.
Okay.
That's not a perk of office, that's really a tech fee. I think that's a more appropriate place.
So a couple items, so I put in 10,000 for computer support, and you didn't spend all that. I was planning to get a new computer last year, and I never did. In fact, I think I'm behind a couple of years, but, so I did bring that line item down a little bit. And the scanning contract, I anticipate that will go up if we add a user, and I know that the Conservation Commission was asking about being able to access our files through Trino, which is now called DocuSpace, actually. And so I put another $100 in there for that. I don't know what the fee would be for a new user, but they do charge by users.
This is under the Trino contract?
Correct.
Yeah.
Unico, they're going up for the website maintenance. No,
So you're gonna add 1,074 for all the
email?
emails.
Oh, you have that spreadsheet, right?
Yep,
Okay, good.
I'm packing.
The fee for Conway office every month has increased because I purchased a new printer to do more vehicle registration. And part of the contract, it's only $29 a month, but it's increased because of that and they, they don't charge us 50. That's part of the contract.
Okay.
So anyways, that went up. Let's see. General mileage, that's some mileage reimbursement, office supplies. Oh, we have a postage meter fee that went up too this year, so that put in 4,500 there. So the same as last year. Can you believe it?
Post office, man.
There's town hall streams. Now we're gonna do
That's gonna change.
more, we're gonna do $500 a month. I mean, $250 a month.
$250 a month.
Which times 12 is 3,000.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Any questions about general government lines? No? Okay. So you have, actually I have 2 copies. Did you guys get copies of the warrants, draft warrants?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, this will basically be, you know, what we'll be working from for the warrants. Anticipating that we won't have any bond, our operating budget will be warrant article number 1 as required under state statute. And then we have the fire truck capital reserves, we have the, by the way, the amount on the celebration expendable,
Yeah.
that we'll have to fill out kind of towards the end, based upon what they have remaining in the checking account.
Okay.
So that'll be in flux. But in effect, that will create a celebration expendable trust fund and get rid of the Citizens Bank account, which is just from a timing standpoint, not what we want to do.
Okay.
The health insurance expendable trust fund would be for unanticipated expenditures for the town. That could be a change in somebody's insurance.
Kevin coming on.
Yeah, or somebody coming on the plan, exactly. The town hall expendable trust fund, as we talked about, again, none of these numbers are hard, but that would be to do variety of maintenance and repairs to the town hall. The road maintenance expendable trust fund. This is basically to allow us to maintain a fairly consistent number for roads in the budget and utilize funds like this for those years where we're doing a lot more road maintenance. And then lastly, the legal expendable trust fund, again, would be expending that for unanticipated legal costs over and above what we budget. So, any questions about these as they have been presented?
Now, Sue, what's the drop dead date for citizens petitions?
Well, January 14th is the date, but that's also the date of our budget hearing. So if it comes in during the day, that day, we need to discuss it that night.
Yep.
My
Well,
only-
anything, if it comes the day before, we'll still have to,
Oh, sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll just be part of the kind of the preemptive budget hearing.
The only question I had was the road maintenance expendable trust fund.
Yep.
Did you intend for that money to be raised and appropriated or taken from the undesignated fund balance?
So, we're already taking quite a bit from unexpended fund balance. I wrote it, and I had the intention of it actually coming out of taxation. Again, it's not to necessarily spend that year. It's like the, fire truck.
Right.
You just raise it, and it's sitting there until you need it. Only because how much blood do we want to take from that undesignated fund balance stone, right? There's 30 on the legal, there's 10 for the town hall, depending on where we change that, there's 30 from the health insurance, and so we're talking about 70,000 plus. So, I don't have a problem either way, it's just, recognition that both typically come from taxation, so, of course, all of it comes from taxation, but anyways. Other questions or comments about the warrant articles?
And those expenditures for the roads are gonna start to kick in next year, right? So.
Well, we Brian asked for an increase in his budget. His budget is up to $460,000, and that's to be able to do Finn and Bassett. Whereas I think on the schedule with the idea of doing Deer Tree the following year. So his budget is going up, but again, it's for things like, if he's doing this and he's budgeted for next year and oil prices spike to $120 a barrel, it's gonna cost more in asphalt. So our choice is either to not complete the paving, or then to utilize funds like this to basically ensure that we can get the paving done as planned. So that's really what it's for.
Is there money already in the fund, like 20,000 maybe, or?
I think we're getting pretty low, because
We were gonna expend it all. I thought
Oh,
we were
yeah.
gonna, we were gonna zero it out by the end of the year.
if it's not zero, I think it's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
There's not a lot left in there.
So maybe you up that number at 50,000.
Well, I would suggest that,
Not that I would want to do that, but I'm just thinking, he was throwing around numbers like, it's going to be 250
Oh, yeah.
for this one, 250 for the next neighborhood. So, I mean, you're going to be at $750,000 in 2-3 years.
No, I mean, he requests 200,000 plus in his budget every year to do paving.
Okay.
What this does is,
Offsets the,
it basically takes some of the volatility out of it. So he'll be asking for 250 every 260, 280, maybe 300 one year. The whole point here, though, is, next year we could do another warrant article, put another 50 in. But I don't think he's going to draw this 50 next year, and it'll be down to zero. The whole point of this is not to preload his annual budget requests, but to make sure that the town has funds available if there is a change in pricing that would require us to spend more money than he budgeted because of pricing issues.
yeah.
So it's I don't want to say a rainy day fund. This is more of,
A buffer.
yeah, buffer. That's a great way to put it. This is more of a buffer than the expenditures, because he's going to ask for another $250,000 next year to do more road, which is totally expected, and that's what we want him to do.
If we increase that, I worry that it wouldn't pass.
Okay.
It would be, $100,000, whereas 50 isn't as bad. More likely to pass.
But look, Mark, it's certainly all open as we go through this process. All these numbers can change. There are multiple opportunities to change them. So none of this is set in stone. But I thought it was important for us to go over these and see, are there items here that you guys don't want in here? Is there questions about the way these are worded? Who the agents are? Because at the end of the day, at the budget hearing, and certainly at deliberative, we can change all these numbers, the numbers per se. I just want to make sure that you guys are okay with the language and the purposes.
I think the legal, the one thing I think might be, talking about if it'll pass, is the idea of the legal fees. Just simply because we've had a lot of lawsuits, et cetera. I understand that it's got to come from somewhere, it's going to be paid for, but I don't know if people are going to be so gung-ho about paying for that when it's put in front of them, hey, we have this.
That one, there's no money being raised though from taxation.
Right, that's coming straight from the, that's coming from the undesignated fund balance.
And our balance is, Michael, for the record.
$1.2 million.
And that
Million
what
one?
was- and the max is what, 17%?
17% of our total expenditures, which include the education and county money as well. So it's not 17% of our 2 million, approximately 2.2 million municipal budget. I can tell you, hold on, last year, I'll give you the number action. Here, just look it up.
We're at 1.2.
So as of last year, our 17% was 1.377.
And we were at 1.2.
We ended this year around, I think around 1.2, well, in this year. I think, I mean, you know, well, roughly.
No, I think it's what, 13% or something? About.
Maybe a little higher, 13, 14. So, and again, I mean, you know, that, to your point, Mark, or to address the concern you raise here, the idea is to have a expendable trust fund, not necessarily spend that money, I prefer never to spend the money.
Yeah, I get it.
But the idea here is, if the town needs to spend a lot more in legal fees than we budgeted, we're not going to violate state statutes and have to basically stop paving or cut salaries or do something in the budget to cover necessary legal fees. So these funds would be available, hopefully never have to be used, but that's the purpose of a fund like this. All right. Any other questions or comments about the proposed warrants for now? You good? Great. Okay. All right. Sue, anything else you have on your budget?
Just gonna look and see how much we spent on it.
This year?
I am all set.
I got it right.
Leave that 30 for those months.
So, final election.
I have it right here.
Oh, do you? What is it? Is that as of the end of October
I looked
or?
today, 27,
27? And we had budgeted 18?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think Colin's gonna be charging, I have to get deposed on Thursday,
That's
but I don't think we have to cover that bill.
private, maybe that's why it went up.
So, okay,
Good.
thank you, Sue.
If the record, Michael, you're being disclosed for.
The picketing lawsuit filed against the town, the state police, and the state of New Hampshire Attorney General.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, this is from before you guys were around.
Oh, we were around, we just didn't have the players.
COVID thing, Michael?
What's that?
Is that the COVID thing, the mask thing?
Do you remember, we passed the picketing ordinance in town. Several people basically violated the ordinances and were cited. They have sued the town and state police and the Attorney General's office. And this was, the ordinance and all that was passed when it was Chris Hutchins, Jamie Thompson, and myself were on the board. And so we all have to get deposed as part, the case was filed in Hillsborough County, of all places. It is what it is. I'm not worried about it. I'll say this, that I think the town did exactly what the town should have done. And it didn't cut corners. It followed our town policies and our regular procedures to do this. And I think it's going to make a world of difference when this case comes down. All right. So we talked about, we're going to put the audit out to bid, so that one's covered. There's an abatement here. There was an abatement request.
Yeah, the letter from Robin, receivable package.
So take a moment. I hadn't seen this at all yet. If you guys want to look at the abatement request from eWord. Right.
much are they asking to have taken off? See that? So they're saying it's a 0.6 acres, and is that even a buildable lot? In town?
So currently it's assessed with the land at 214,800 and the buildings at 433,700. So there's a home on the property.
Yeah, okay.
And what they are saying here is, Sue, correct me if I'm wrong, but they are contesting that the land value should not be 214,800 but 150,000.
Correct. They're not taking into consideration the land improvements like wells and septic.
Okay.
So if you look at other properties on Ole Road, you'll see their land value is not at 150,000. They're all much more than include those improvements.
Well, it's typical of a buildable lot in town, right? This is a house with an actual building on it.
Yes.
So, okay, questions, comments about the requested abatement?
I will hang my hat on Mr. Wood's assessment there.
Again, I understand the argument that the landowners are making, but I don't think that they're accounting for the fact that any buildable lot in town has an assessment pretty much north of $200,000. It's not just based on size of the parcel.
Yeah, there's a building on it, and it has
It's a buildable lot.
higher value.
Yeah. All right, I will make a motion to concur with Rod Wood and deny the abatement request.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Need some signatures here on the mark. All right. You should have a copy of November's revenues and expenses. Look at that at your leisure. Last meeting, sorry. We also have one prior meeting minutes. If you want to take a moment to look at those, or do you guys want to just defer these to next meeting?
I had one correction on the meeting minutes.
Oh, great.
Which was on page 2, talking about, have you got there, Keith?
Yes.
You want to read it for?
Yes, we have something that says $1,250 reduction in dues to be, and then I'm thinking your Seacoast Emergency Response Team. Is that what you have?
Next page, I think.
Page
It's
2?
under
Yeah,
this
we got
budget, and it's just after the sentence, Lieutenant Blaze is now crisis negotiator. Do you see that in that one?
Under the police budget.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, which results in a $5,000 credit for this fund
Yes,
state?
but I guess it's $1,250 reduction in the dues to
Okay.
the Seacoast Emergency Response Team.
Okay, great. Wonderful.
That was the only correction.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments about the minutes for November 19th?
No, sir.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for November 19th, 2024 as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, great, thank you for that. With that, that's take home, this is... Okay, so, we are going with the 3K, 9K plan. Obviously, we've talked about the town split for the employees. So, this is just the plan rates and design. You guys are okay with me signing this and forwarding it back to Health Trust?
That's the one we talked about.
Yep,
Is it
yeah.
3K, 9K?
Yep, it's the same plans that we've...
And we're telling them that, do we have to tell them by this date, 195?
No, that's all, that's among the town.
Yeah.
This is just confirming the plans.
Good, I'm good.
Okay, great. I'll take care of that. And the audit we talked about. Checks, we'll have to go over, for our meeting minutes we did. Okay, anything else that anybody has?
Just one thing, I just want to address this one letter that was sent, or an email sent from Chris Griffith. And I think it's fairly valid. I mean, I'm a little green with this, and I have no problem signing off on somebody who wants to volunteer for a particular town, or a town board, but I do concur with him that I think there should be a protocol where if someone does want to volunteer and be included in one of these boards, they should come to that board first. Not that they're going to change anyone's mind in that, but they should be apprised of who's coming forward first. I do remember when I first moved here, I came to on the planning board just as a volunteer. I went to the planning board first, and they had approved that that I would come onto that board way back when. So I think it's fair enough to slow down with something like this, and we don't simply just sign in somebody right from the get-go without their knowledge. So I think that's just a good standard that we should have going forward.
Okay.
Well, we sat on this, the Concom sat on this for over 60 days. They're fully aware that there was an opening, as everybody on that board was. Nobody volunteered, there's no effort brought forward by the chairman of the board.
I get it.
To initiate, hang on, to initiate. And when somebody volunteers, if, I don't believe, from the way I read this, there's no issue with the fact that the person volunteered as far as their credibility, capabilities, or interest in doing so. We do not have a written protocol for that. If we decide we want to have a written protocol, put that in place, that's fine.
That's all I'm saying. I think there should be.
But I mean, we've had, I find it kind of interesting that there's a pushback on this. When we fill in the slot, it says, what, we need 3 members to the board to function. They now have 6 members, and the hole's been filled, and it's open for over 2 months with no action brought by the commission to get it squared away. So if we want to put a protocol in place, that's fine, but I think we're just kind of poking at balloons here.
Well, the way they had, they made it clear that they weren't aware of it, so.
Well, they were, what's the president, because they were aware of the fact there was an opening and they've done nothing about it.
And it has nothing to do with who the person is, I mean, really.
So we
Simply-
put a protocol in place and the problem solved.
But I think it's fair enough to do that. I mean, if, let's say someone wanted to come in for the zoning board and they were completely unqualified, right? But I want them. And let's say somebody else was not, is here, okay? that was siding with me. And I said, let's get them in, let's put them in, because they'll move the needle on X, Y, Z. Well, there should be some kind of protocol in place.
Well, it's funny with the protocol here, I noticed I was mentioned in this letter. I was approached by the gentleman who wanted to be on the board. He sent me a letter and I brought it to the board.
Yeah, no, I
I have no issue bringing somebody forward that wants to volunteer.
But I think they bring up a valid point that, and I'm, like I said, I'm agreeing to this, to these procedures, so.
I will say this, there's a reason why the town is required by state statute to post our agendas. These things show up on the agendas. If people want to show up and weigh in on them, yeah.
The one thing is that it wasn't clear in the agenda that Christian Alaris's appointment had anything to do with the Concom. It just said in the agenda, appointments, and there were two names listed. It didn't make, it didn't have, there wasn't a mention made about what committee, and I think had there been a mention of the committee,
Sure.
it would have alerted people, so, and I know
Fair enough.
Chris
I don't,
mentioned
yeah.
that it was like 20 years of protocol that it would go through the Conservation Commission before it would, that somebody would come to the Conservation Commission before they...
Stating their interest.
Yeah, and I know.
Again, the concern I think that Hobie raised in terms of filling these vacancies, people step up, great. I don't recall how it was listed on the agenda, but my point being is these are posted on the agenda. I know you guys show up way more than anyone else, actually you and Mary. I do wish people would show up to these meetings more often because this
But I
kind of
think
stuff
it-
gets done.
I think if it had said this is an appointment for the Conservation Commission, that it would have alerted the people on the Conservation Commission.
Well, I'll say this, there were only 2 vacancies and all the commissions around town right now. Those are the only 2. It was the zoning, which we made the appointment for, and it was conservation. There are no other vacancies, so I understand the point, and again, as we've said before, it's hard getting people to join these things, and I don't think anything was done improperly here. If it was poorly communicated, we can do something to address that.
If it's a process issue, we can rectify the process
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
That's what it was without any clarification on the document. There's a process and it's administrative oversight.
Process and communication, that's all that.
How is it communicated if there is an opening? Does it show up on the town website?
Oh, heck, I mention them here all the time.
Right,
We have,
but I mean, in terms of the general public, 'cause to your point, Michael, nobody shows up other than...
well, it's a fair point, Mark.
So, I mean, is there like a Facebook thing or some
Now,
vehicle to put it out and say, hey, there's an opening on the Conservation Commission? or
no, I mean,
zoning or whatever.
typically, the boards have, publicly discussed the fact that we have an opening and we need somebody to fill these slots, and typically it's been the chairman who has gone out to try to fill the slot in a timely manner.
Right.
Which
You
needs
know,
to transpire here.
So, when we had a vacancy at zoning, Kent went out and started soliciting people to try to get on zoning. We've had vacancies in a variety of places, and that's typically how it has happened. The problem is, if you let these things linger, sometimes you don't get quorums, and you start to run into problems. So, that's why you want to fill the vacancies as quickly as you can, certainly with parties who are interested, so. But okay, I mean, duly noted, I think we can look at communicating it a little better.
Can I say something?
Sure.
So on November 6th, the ZBA appointment was notified on the agenda, I did see ZBA, and obviously no one came in to discuss it at that time. And it was just because I had multiple appointments is why I put appointments instead of individuals.
Okay,
That's
Thank you.
thanks, Keisha. Any other matters that we have for this evening? So our next meeting will be the 17th.
We got open items.
We always have open items.
Were you there yet?
We've posted the Quinn Court RFP, correct? The survey RFP? Keisha?
I'm sorry.
We posted the survey RFP for Quinn Court, right?
Yeah, I believe so,
Yep.
yes. Sue took care of that.
Yep.
Yes.
And then the noise monitoring, I honestly, I haven't done anything else with that, so. Next meeting, the bulk of the meeting will be basically walking through these line items, and getting final comments and coming at least pretty darn close to the budget that we will be presenting in early January. January 10th January 14th is our budget hearing. So we have to have a budget prepared for presentation by this board to the body for January 14th. So we don't have to be 100% there, but we got to be close by the end of the next meeting. So be prepared to walk through these things. Any questions need to be addressed there. I mean, like I said, we can have some open items, but try to keep those to a minimum. And hopefully we'll be able to wrap most of it up before Christmas. Not going to be pretty. Just to give you a sense right now. Just simple. I haven't put Sue's numbers in yet, all of them, but so this will probably go up slightly higher. But we're looking at an operating budget going up over 10% year over year right now.
How much less money is the town, I mean, I know it breaks down between school and town and everything else, but how much less money are we getting from the state? Because I know, like...
You mean for like the education component?
Yeah, just like revenue that...
Or are you talking like room and meals tax and highway grant money?
Things like, money for, or is it all in the school money where there's less money coming in from the state?
So we're still getting, what we expect for room and meals tax. We still get what we expect for the highway grant money. None of the typical revenue items from the state has changed at all.
Okay, it's more of a education thing.
Education is, it's the largest component of our tax bill, and that spending has gone up dramatically. Ironically, despite the fact that student populations have been going down, and there's a lot of reasons for that, and we don't need to get into that tonight. But in the county money is pretty much, it's a big player, and they're pretty steady, actually. The county doesn't go up a whole lot year over year, low single digits pretty much consistently. So the muni line itself, we're, call it 250 out of our, what is it? Yeah, we're 280 out of the 1580 of our last year's property tax rate. So, we're, what is that, 1/8? Somewhere around that. The bulk of that, though, is the local ed and the state education money make up $12.50 of the 1580. County's about 60 cents. But we're still getting the same money we're getting from the state. That really hasn't changed.
Inflation, insurance, salaries. It's the same cost of living everybody's getting hit with.
All right. Sharpening pencils, what you got? You got one?
I got it.
Oh, go ahead.
I talked to Sue, 399 Piscassic, they're supposed to have those vehicles out by the end of the month. They have not done so. She was notified, Shane and his brother and his mother that need to get those vehicles moved.
Okay.
Whatever it is, they'll do so. 29 and 25 Runaway with the environmental issues that transpired there. 29 Runaway is compliant with all requirements that the state DES has set for them up through this year. And the final planning will take place in the spring. So that is moving.
You're referencing along the Piscasset River?
That is correct.
Yep.
And so final planning will take place in the spring. They are working with DES, and I got an email from them today. DES is satisfied and happy with everything that's been done
Okay.
to date. 25 Runaway, they've not done anything. Mark West, who is the wetlands engineer on that, that he says the delay is on him. The shed that is in the wetlands will not get a waiver from DES
They'll have to
until
move it.
taken down and moved. The bridges, they might be able to get an after-the-fact permit for that, but he will be discussing that with the Smiths this week or next week. So that's the status on those two which have been going on. 29's done a good job of mitigating the issues. The DES is very active on that. Let's see, 29, 399, Wisconsin. We've done that. Michael, can we get what's it take to get that RFP out for the noise monitoring?
Review by legal. I'll get it over to Derek. I've just been dealing with the other legal issues, so.
Understand. That's all I've got for now.
Great. Anything else from the audience? No? You guys have a good Thanksgiving?
We did. In Toronto.
Toronto? That doesn't count.
Our son's up there, so.
All right.
Wrong direction.
I will make a motion to adjourn. Second by Hobie, all in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. Before we go, there's a few manifests here.
Brian's.
I do. Give me 1 second. What's that? Oh, yeah. Tell you what. So they're doing Finn and Bassett. They're doing Finn and, they're basically